Okay, so we recently shared on all of the Miss Dr. Kenya social media accounts that the KaleidoScope app is available on the App Store. We hope that it'll soon be released on Google Play as well. So when you get to the App Store, if you simply type in KSCOPE, KSOPE, everything else will pop up for you. Click on the symbol for it to download. All right. The first time you use the app, you're going to have to create an account. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And so now you can move forward with logging in. Okay, now once you go through that, you generally don't have to go through that again. So now that you're in the app, you're on the first page of the app that talks about what mental health is. Okay, talks about how mental health lies on a continuum. Then it takes you to the common disorders that our children and youth are faced with. You can click on all of these or click on the one that catches your attention or you think that you may struggle with. So I'm going to click on racialized trauma. When you get
Racial trauma isn't just something that Black and Brown Americans experience regularly. It's something health experts.
When you get there, you will see that there is a quick write-up on what that particular disorder is, and then a video that takes a deeper dive discussion. The app then takes you to strategies, things that you can utilize at home and school to help you cope. So you have things like affirmations and exercise and deep breathing that you can do at home, and then things that are specific to the school setting, such as a 504 plan and a behavior intervention plan. Again, just like on the common disorders, you click on the strategy that you want to learn more about. I want to learn more about affirmations.
Affirmations are positive statements that help us to challenge.
Once again, once you get to click on the face that goes with your strategy. Once you get to the strategy section, it's going to give you a brief write-up of what that strategy is and a video of how to apply it in your day-to-day life. Now, if you are not sure that you have a mental health disorder, then you can come to this particular page and take an assessment. There's an assessment that goes with each of the common disorders that we discussed. All of them are valid and reliable, meaning that you can trust the feedback that they give you. So, for example, if when looking at the top 10 disorders, if you thought that you may have trauma, for example, you can click on the Adverse Childhood Experiences quiz. And you can complete the questions and get feedback. Now, I do want to call attention to the back button and the skip button. If at any time you want to go back to some information, or if you want to skip something, you can always do that by clicking the appropriate button. You can go back or you can skip. I think I am going to take the Beck Anxiety Inventory. Let's take it together. So I'm not going to do this thinking about it. I am just going to go through and click some things. Kind of randomly here. When you take it though, you should be taking it based upon how you really feel. Because this is a sample, I'm not going into detail. I'm just showing you how it works. Once you finish taking an assessment, click continue and it will give you your test results. So I came back as having moderate anxiety. What does that mean? That means that my anxiety signs and symptoms aren't necessarily at the place where I need to work with a therapist, but they are definitely at the place where I need to be using some of those strategies that we talked about earlier, right? So because I don't necessarily need to work with a therapist, I'm going to go to the home button and I'm going to take a deeper look at some of these strategies to think of what are some of the things that I can do to help me with my anxiety. But had it told me that I had moderate signs and symptoms, and I did want to work with a therapist because I don't want it to get any worse than it already is, then I can go to the list of recommended therapists and schedule an appointment. For all of our therapists, you will be able to view their profile. So this is information on me. And then you can create an appointment. So I want to meet Friday at 4 p.m. Once I decide that I want to work with a therapist, I have to go through and complete what's called an informed consent. This simply tells you about your rights as a client, what to expect from your therapist as it relates to confidentiality and keeping the information that you share with them confidential. Once you go through the agreement, if you're old enough, then you will sign. If not, you will have your personal representative, AKA your parent or your caregiver, come and sign. I'm signing as a personal representative or a parent. And you can pay for services either using your insurance or paying online. Okay? If you pay online, it will take you to this section where you can enter your payment information, or you can choose to pay by way of your insurance. Now, because I am paying with my insurance, I need to find a time slot that is 72 hours, 3 days out ahead of my appointment. So this means that I won't be able to meet, let's say, until next Thursday. Give ourselves plenty of time. Again, the informed consent. I'm signing as a parent. And so it's just going to ask you the basic information, insurance carrier. I'm just going to put in some test information here. Once you do that, you click on book, and you will get a confirmation email letting you know that your appointment was successfully created. And you should hear back from your therapist with a confirmation email. So once you get this, the email that you put in when you logged in and created your account, you will get a confirmation email there with additional information to include a link to your scheduled appointment. Okay, so I hope this information was helpful and that you now understand a little bit better how to utilize the KSCOPE Wellness and Education app.